Hello everyone, welcome back to our Maya 2015 session, our health model. We're getting ready to build the ears now. We've finished pretty much everything else except for the hair. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our model here. And this is supposed to be kind of the jawline. If you have this deselected here, you kind of see this would be where the jaw is. Ear would kind of be in this region right here. So I think that would be in these faces right there. So let's go ahead and check with our side view. Side view says it should actually be these ones. Okay, we'll pick those ones there. Okay, and go back to our perspective. I'm going to do an extrusion. This will shrink down the faces in here and kind of create a socket for this ear to eventually strap into. So we'll go to extrude. Just bring it in about like that. Recess it in just a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is also kind of prep this into like a kind of circular area to receive that. So I'm going to go back to my vertex node. I'm going to select these ones. I'm just going to drag them slightly up to help make the ear as it gets received in here be a little more of a organic look. Okay. Alright, so I've created the area that's going to attach into. Now I need to actually create the ear itself. And to do that, I'm going to use my CV curve tool to kind of start to shape the ear, or at least create a guide to shape the ear. So, CV curve tool, if you don't have it on your shelf, you can get underneath create, and find it there. Okay. And I'm going to, actually before I even do that, I'm going to use this base mesh here as a surface to build on. It'll help me out with that shaping the CV curve, or the ear itself. So I'm going to turn this into a live surface. So click on this little magnet right here. I'll turn it into a live surface like so. And so now I can't click on this, which is good. Go to my CV curve tool, and I'm going to go to my side view, and I'm going to go, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That'll be good. Okay. Now, the cool thing is, since this is a live surface, that the curve should actually be on the surface of the head, which will help us with shaping the ear. So let's go ahead and pop over here and look at that. It is right on the surface there. I'm going to now center the pivot on this. So center pivot, hit W. So now the pivot is actually up here instead of on the grid. So that's good. I go ahead and turn off the live surface now, so it can be moved around freely. I'm going to move the pivot point down to the corner here where this guy is. So go ahead and isolate this. And let's go ahead and move it down right here. Go a little forward with it. And a little bit off to the side. That's pretty good. Okay. So what that does for me is makes it to where now I can rotate this guy from where the ear socket is. And if I forgot to mention it, to change the pivot point, just hold down the letter D and that'll let you translate the pivot point to a new location. So now I can rotate this out like so. And if you look at my front view here, I could rotate it out and kind of match it up with the ear like that. Almost perfectly, eh? And take this one here who's kind of getting out of control. Bring it on over in here. Take this one down, match the earlobe. Make this one kind of help. Okay. Okay. Let's takes care of that. We're done with the ear. Aha, just kidding. Alright, so next we're going to use a piece of geometry to extrude along the surface of this ear. So we're going to create ourselves cylinder. Okay, there we go. W, and I'm going to go to face mode. I'll select all the faces on this guy here. Hit Control. I'm sorry. Bottom faces. There we go. So the cap is left behind. And actually, before I even do that, I need to lower the resolution because right now it's at 20. I want to bring that down to, let's say, 6. Okay. Go to face mode. We'll ditch off these guys again. Okay, so now I'm just left with the cap. And I'll scale this down. First, got to center the pivot. There we go. I can scale this down pretty small. That should be good enough. I'm going to isolate the 2 here so I can make sure I put it in the right spot. You don't want it to be up here. You want this to be down at the beginning. Otherwise, the extrusion kind of gets wonky. Sometimes it'll work, but most of the time it won't. It wants to kind of go back to where the start is and extrude along the curve. So if your curve doesn't, you want to kind of also puncture through the face. That just slightly punctures it, so that should be good. Let's go ahead and test it out. So we have the cap selected, shift select the curve, and run your extrude tool. So let's see here, extrude. Okay, and it popped down to the end here. So let's go ahead and add some divisions to that. Let's go ahead and put in, let's say, 20 divisions. Okay, that works. But the thickness of it's a little bit too much for me. I'm going to actually undo this. I'm going to make this a little skinnier. Let's go just a little bit skinnier than that. Okay, and we'll try it again. Extrude, and then divisions, 20. Alright, that I'm a little happier with that. And mainly because like this end piece here, this end piece here likes to crumble. So I'm going to select the geometry, object mode. I'm going to use my sculpt geometry brush here. And I'm going to use this, make it a lot smaller. There we go. I'm just going to smooth this area out here. So that makes it to where it's easier to deal with. Okay. There we are. Okay. So now we should have to fill in this ear. So right now, okay. So to fill this in, we actually have to do some bridges to get this to work right. So we get rid of these caps first. So let's go to face mode. We'll ditch this cap and this cap. You see those 2 are now selected. Just hit delete. Those are gone. Going to also delete history here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that so that way it's not connected to the curve anymore. I can select the curve on the inside here. Delete that too. These guys here actually need to be pushed out just slightly in that direction. Okay. Now, I need to figure out what I'm going to do as far as the target. Okay, so it looks like the faces that I want to have bridge are probably this one to this one. So is that one loop? Let's check. Oops. Okay, so yeah, that is one loop. Okay, so let's see about maybe just deleting this entire loop, and then we'll just bridge across and see if that goes rather smoothly. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bridge from here to here. I'm going to have this one kind of feed down into the base of the head. So let's start out by just bridging these 2. Okay, we'll add 1 division. Okay, so that worked out just fine. Just want to test to make sure that this isn't going to give me a guff when I came to doing the bridge. I've done this a number of times, and sometimes it doesn't want to play nice. So, alright, so then let's try a little bit more. Let's go these two edges. Let's go ahead and bridge these two. Good. Alright, let's go up a little further. Take care of these ones. I would go all the way to the top, but I've done this project enough times to know that sometimes it gives me some guff when it comes to the bridge. So I want to make sure that I don't get ahead of myself and cause myself any problems. Okay. So from here, let's see here. We don't have quite enough geometry to bridge all the way up unless I add some loops in. I could move this one back a little bit. Pin that so I can create a quad here, quad there, quad here, but then I'd be left with a triangle there. So I need an extra loop either way. So let's go ahead and drop one right there. Okay. So then I would jump into our pen to polygon tool, and we'll just grab one here. Definitely not completed over there. Grab one here. Complete it over there. Hit G. We'll just complete here. Over here. Same deal. Just go all the way around. Alright, and that completes the outside portion of the ear. We still need to do this intersection. So let's go ahead and we'll just isolate it. Okay, and let's see if we can get lucky now. Let's go ahead and we'll just grab this entire loop and we'll just deselect this section. And we'll deselect the end where we start having to use the append. Okay, and we'll count it up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we'll deselect these two, and we'll bridge these guys. So 4 and 4, straight across, easy peasy. Okay. Alright, so here's where we gotta get a little bit more tricky. We're gonna move this guy back so we have our quad, and then we're gonna append. So append this guy here. And we'll append this one over here. And we'll do this all the way around. Okay, and there we are. Take that out of smooth preview. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of twisting here to make sure that my ear is exactly the way I want it, which it almost is, but make sure that it there we go. That's a little better. Okay, and that's where it's being received at, so this has to go up a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead grab these faces here and shrink it down just a little bit more. And we'll move it up. Now we'll combine these two so we can start stitching this together. So we'll just go to Mesh Combine. Okay. We've got two faces up here, so I'm going to go ahead and just go say these two here. We'll just delete that. See how that goes. Then we'll just grab these edges back here. Do a target weld on the back. So modeling toolkit. Let's get our target weld tool out. Let's see if we can just make this guy snap right up to where we want it. If not, then I'll have to move the geometry down a little bit and see if that looks better. So those two are snapped in. That's okay. Now I want these two to snap into this one, so I'll snap that one there, and this one right there. Okay, that was good. I am in the situation now to where, do I want to run all this geometry into it, make it to where it all works? I could. It'd be painstaking. It might not look so pretty. So let's see here. You really wouldn't be able to tell if I hid this in here. So I think that I'll probably just use a trick and hide it for now. So I'll take these guys here. I'm going to extrude this in to make it an ear canal. So I'll extrude it one more time. A little bit tighter. Push this one back. Okay. And one more time. Push it in, and then back the other way. And I'll just leave it right there. I'll just use these ones and kind of push it forward a little bit more. That ear canal. And then the ones I have that are hiding inside here, well, that doesn't go actually all the way in, so it's these faces that are hiding right here. I'll use these ones to help me edit around the mouth of this guy here. So okay, so something like that. A little bit far up though. Let's go ahead and bring that back down. Get it back in the game. It's possible I might need an extra edge loop in here to pull this part off. There we go. There we go. That's looking better. Go ahead and grab these guys. We can do pretty much the same thing. We'll just kind of rough that in. Grab these ones over here. Pull it out. Deselect that area. Go. So yes, I do realize it's cheating just a little bit. It is technically stitched in the back, so that does actually work for us. But no one told you that that ear wasn't completely seamlessly done in there. You might not know. So let's go ahead and add to that. We'll go to normals, soften edge. Alright, so that will probably do it for us. I am going to add a little bit more to this. Just push this back in a little bit. It'll add a little bit more dimension to our elf ear. Found a little hole. Okay, so that'll pretty much cut it for the ear for now. There's going to be hair over the top of it also, so I don't want to get too involved with this since it doesn't really matter that much. Most likely it's going to have hair all around it. Okay, yeah, I'm leaving it alone. Alright, so now we're ready to go ahead and mirror this thing. So let's go ahead and prep it for mirroring. I do know there's a couple spots here I need to fix right away, so let's go ahead and just do that before we do that. before we mirror it, is what I mean. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop in the edge loop for that. Same thing on this side. And then we'll use the cut face tool to fix this part here. Yeah, we'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, so we got one here, one there. Okay. Alright, so now all I gotta do is straighten out this edge right here where the chin is. Deselect this area right there. There we go. And I've already got experience with this, so I know that like the spot that's going to need to be fixed is mainly in the head. So I'm just going to go ahead and deselect the body area. Unselect that. And go to our front view here. As you can see right here, this is the spot where it needs the most help. So I'll, for my scale tool, scale this together, and then I will translate it back in line. So that looks like that's pretty much perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and mirror it now. I'm going to go to Mesh and Mirror Geometry. Apply. Okay. And we got a little bit of a pinch with our mirror. Let's go ahead and change the pivot, or not the pivot, the threshold to 0.01. That takes care of that. Okay, that's good. All right. Last thing I really want to deal with is the top of the head here, and then let's get a little bit like a cone head. So let's go ahead and we'll smooth this out. So just hold down Shift and just take off some of the cone off the top here. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay. Sorry, the 1 and 1 was kind of bugging me, so they'll both stay gray for right now. Okay. There we go. Both the ears are on. We're going to cut it short on this lesson. I know it's not the full 30 minutes, but we'll do 23 today. So in the next lesson, we'll start working on the hair, get that going, and then we'll deal with the clothes. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.